vinyl collectors, vinyl lovers, music lovers, whatever. Uncle Roddus back again with another video, and kicking off, playing in the background, this little record. So, band from Dunedin called Ha the Unclear. As you can hear, it's pretty quirky little indie pop sort of stuff. I sort of heard their name floating around, and they put out a CD a few years ago, which I hadn't heard anything about. I mean, I hadn't heard their music, so I got on Bandcamp, had a little listen to a few tracks that were available at the time, about 3 off this, and then they were actually doing a concert, a tour, 4 or 5 venues around the country, promoting this record basically. Although this is a limited edition of 100, this is number 40, so I bought it at the gig. Saved me $10 in shipping, because yeah, otherwise I would have to get it from their Bandcamp page. I think there were some copies available from flying out up in the North Island, but anyway, no, good. It was a nice wee concert. Yeah, I enjoyed it, and the record is nice. Actually, matter of fact, this is the first time I've had the opportunity to play it. The gig was over a week ago, actually. Yeah, nearly, Christ, it was nearly 2 weeks ago. No, sorry, tell a lie. I went to 2 gigs. I'm getting confused. I went to 2 gigs 2 nights in a row. That's right. This was Friday night and another gig on Saturday night, which I didn't pick up any vinyl at. So yeah, cool. And also for this video's New Zealand collection, this one here, not long out on 112 Records, I have I have all of the LPs from 112 Records, but I don't have any of the EPs or 7 inches. I'm not really bothered with 7 inches. There is one that of theirs, they have a really cool 7 inch by a band called Lost Tetris, which I really like, but it's a one-sided 7 inch for $12. You get one song for $12. It's like, yeah, I'll just listen to it on YouTube, man. Vincent HL, fairly young looking fella, there's a little picture of him in the back. Got the first listen to this tonight. This has arrived about 2 days, no, yesterday. Weird Days, yeah, interesting album, quite lo-fi as a lot of the stuff is on 112 Records, so yeah, keeps me up to date with them. And the second to last of the New Zealand new arrivals, the legendary Hamish Kilgore. This is a really cool cover, fantastically cool cover. I really like this cover. Hamish Kilgore of The Clean, and a few other. Great Unwashed, he was in the Great Unwashed, which was actually him and his brother after The Clean, wasn't it? And then I think Hamish was in Outer Space. Was it Hamish or his brother? Anyway, yeah, Finkelstein. This is his latest album out. He actually is this is only his second solo album, I understand, from what I've seen on Discog. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Great cover. I got shopping on Discogs. Yeah, I've been buying a lot of records, and probably mentioned in my last video, I got a big tax refund this year. Although I've got to spend a lot of that on home improvements, fortunately. Anyway, I got onto Discogs and I found a seller who had a particular record I wanted, and I was looking at his shipping prices, as you do, because it's bloody expensive getting stuff from Europe. And I think this guy was in the Netherlands, and he actually had it for €20. You could get up to 10 records sent or something like that. So if you can get that many records sent, it actually breaks the cost down considerably. You know, for that sort of, so set price for up to 10 records or something similar. I can't remember the exact details. So the record that I think I originally was looking, I'll get to it. I don't know if that was there was a particular record I was looking for, and that particular seller had it, and I was sort of thought, okay, yeah, I am quite keen on that. And then I looked at what else he had, and he happened to have, yeah, one on my want list. And this is a New Zealand record. Butler were a all Maori band, it's the boys there, from 1970 they formed. I'm not sure what year this album came out, but this is a reissue on Thorns from 2002, I believe, although it looks like it must pretty much just be identical to the original cover, which I've seen a few do that with New Zealand releases. But anyway, Butler were actually, although the boys were from the North Island, they were actually living in Christchurch and working in Christchurch at the time they sort of got together and recorded this record, and they played around Christchurch quite a bit. So this is sort of, there's a few covers on here like Bang Bang and Green River. I actually haven't had a chance to listen to side 2, but it's really cool, some really cool guitaring on it, really cool. I mean, it's not one of the highest rated albums in New Zealand 70s, but tell you what, original copy for $1,100 on Discogs at the moment, so yeah, this is, I'm quite happy to get the reissue. But yeah, there's another one to tick off my 1970s New Zealand want list. Okay, so I was looking through the sellers listings, I did some searches and was looking for some stuff to you know, say, well, let's buy some cool stuff and get them all shipped over for a reasonable price. And I found this one, and as everyone knows, I collect ECMs. Nude Ants is one that I knew by reputation, actually, more than anything. I'd never heard it, but you know, Keith Jarrett does some pretty good stuff. This is his European quartet. He had an American group and a European group. This is the European group with Jan Garbarek, John Christensen, and Pelle Danielson. This is live at Vanguard, and it's from 19. It doesn't say. ECM 1171, so it must be the latest 70s. Let's see if I can find a date. 1980. Should get my reading glasses. I should put my reading glasses on when I do this. I always forget. So, and this is in fantastically good condition, and I had to listen to the first side, which is pretty much well, not quite a sideline track. It's a 16 minutes. 16-minute track and an 8-minute track, so it's quite a lot of music, and that was really good. Chant of the Soul of the Soil, I was really impressed with that. Interestingly, side 3 has a 30-minute song on it. 30 minutes on a piece of vinyl, that's incredible. I've always maintained that early ECM pressings from the 1970s and 80s are some of the best sounding vinyl I've ever heard. They're just stunning, even after buying second-hand ones that are 40, 50 years old. They always sound stunning. I was listening to it on headphones actually, there was some very slight surface noise, but it is pretty cool. Now I think I said the seller was out of the Netherlands, but interestingly, yeah, because this is Trio. Who remembers this? This is the Netherlands version, printed in the Netherlands. Yeah, this is the Netherlands. I used to have this. I used to probably have the Australasian version. This is the one that has Da 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 on it, that first track. I know someone mentioned that the original German issue didn't have that on it, but then it came out as a single and it did really pretty well, and that's what I guess put me onto it. I never actually, I don't know why I bought this album originally, because that song, it's kind of so-so and it's a bit silly, but it was a big hit, wasn't it, really? But the rest of the album is fantastic. I did buy it. For some reason I bought it back in the day, had the original New Zealand pressing. I mean, this is an original Netherlands pressing from 1982, and it's some pretty cool, good neck by the looks of it. Although I've looked at it and I've cleaned it. It looks really good. I still haven't actually played it yet, but yeah, there's some really cool stuff on this. I really like this album. I picked this one up from the same seller fairly cheaply. It's actually a double LP, but so counted for 2. Grobschnitt, I think it's called. Grobschnitt Bellerman. Now, I'd seen Grobschnitts around. There has been a couple of their records in Penny Lane. I knew they were kind of a krautrock rock type German band of some sort. And it's on Brain Records. Yeah, check that. This is actually a library copy. It's in pretty good nick. I'll tell you what, if this was, it's still got the borrow cards in it from the library, dated 74. No, well, someone loaned it in 79, but actually there's some older, maybe 79. Yeah, okay. Yes, the rest of them are just months and days. So still got the 2 cards in it. So yeah, for a library record or an ex-library record, it's actually in really good condition. And the vinyls, I've had to listen to side one. I'm still not sure what to make of the whole thing, but I had to listen to side one. So the vinyl is really in good nick for a library, because if this was a New Zealand library record, it would be trashed. I mean, I don't remember. I used to borrow library records from the library in the old days, and now that the new library's reopened in town, apparently this weekend after the earthquake shut down the old one, but they've been moved around somewhere else. They are talking about putting vinyl out to loan again, so it'd be interesting to see what happens there. I did used to borrow. I don't actually remember much on the condition of the library records when I used to borrow them, but they were playable. But the CDs I've borrowed from the library in recent years, yes, some of them are really badly trashed, and people just don't know how to look after stuff that's not their own, or even their own sometimes. Anyway, this is probably the record that was really got me onto the cellar, and this is the record I was really chasing. Because I had a bit of extra cash, I decided to splash out and finally get hold of a copy of ECM 1001. So the very first release on ECM Records from 1969, Mel Waldron Trio, Free at Last. I mean, I paid quite a bit over what I would like to pay for a record, but under my maximum amount. So. Yeah, I'd been looking at it on Discogs for probably a good 12 months or more, because it hasn't ever turned up here. And you know, Murphy's Law, I'll probably go to Penny Lane and there'll be a copy for $50 sitting in the bin next time I go there. But so yeah, it's and it plays really well. It's in pretty good condition, being a German pressing. Just the usual with ECMs, this plastic film that they stick over the records is coming off around the edges. Annoys the hell out of me, and in many cases I've been able to actually pull it off, but this one's not going to do it. It's just going to become tattered. So yeah, so really pleased to have this. So the next time I have a bit of spare cash, I'll probably go and get ECM 1002. Actually, I think it's a little bit less price wise on Discogs than this one was, but yeah, I'd like to say I didn't pay the maximum that I would pay for a record I really want, but got halfway there. Had a listen to it and I really like it. It's a good record. I've only managed to get through side one, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's my little haul for the last, well that's this week's haul actually, basically. And I've got still got a whole bunch more in the mail, and some pre-orders that I just put through. As usual, my flying out pre-orders, I get an email today saying there's been a delay. Every time I have pre-ordered something through them, there's been a delay. They never ever get anything out on a release day. I don't know what it is about them. I mean, they're a good shop. They do me good deals. They you know, don't charge postage. Their prices aren't that much different from Penny Lane, except that I get it from the North Island. They have a much bigger stock than Penny Lane. They can get a lot of stuff I don't find it in Penny Lane. So anyway, another video in the hatch. So we'll see you again next time. Happy record hunting. Cheers.